Sorry if I look rough. I just got back from a doctor's appointment, and a couple of things we discussed actually got me thinking on my way back home, and I thought I'd make a video about it. So, trigger warning, this is gonna mention self-harm, various forms of self-harm, whether it's cutting, binging, purging, starving, you know the drill. So if that's something that you don't feel like you can listen to right now, you go watch something else, that's totally fine. So we were talking about it because I do have a history of self-harm, specifically cutting. And since March, it's been a bit of a rough patch when it comes to cutting. They've not been relapses because I've not let myself relapse, and also they've been like a few days apart, up to like a week apart. The worst that it's gotten over the past couple months has been 2 or 3 days in a row. But I didn't consider that a relapse, I just consider that a slip up, because I thought to myself, I want to stop this right now before it turns into relapse, where my last relapse lasted 3 weeks, near daily. So yeah, I've been slipping up a lot the past month, and it's not been an everyday thing. And my last slip up was last night, unfortunately. And we were talking about it and talking about what has caused it, because obviously having mental illness and an addictive personality and these unhealthy coping mechanisms, there must have been something. I'm sorry, my eyelashes are really bugging me. Christ. There must have been something going on the past month, you know, to like cause 4 or 5 slip-ups in the past month and a half. So like that's quite a lot, and I'm not proud of it. And I don't even know if I'm gonna be brave enough to post this video, but we'll see. But what I wanted to talk about was the conflicting emotions between wanting to recover from self-harm and not wanting to recover from self-harm. And I don't know why those two thoughts exist at the same time. I know why I want to recover. I'm not 100% sure why I don't want to. Like, I'm doing the efforts to go towards recovery, but there's still that mindset, you know? And there's a thing, I'll correct in editing if I'm wrong, there's a thing, it's a phenomenon, I guess, that occurs with people who use cutting as a self-harm coping skill, and I believe it's called baby cut syndrome. So it's the cutting equivalent of imposter syndrome, and I really struggle with that. There are times where I look at my scars and I think, I have so many scars. They're big, they're obvious, and I don't like them, but they're there. I need to deal with them. She's gonna hop, yeah. Just like the last video. Her bed's right there. So there's that, where the healthy part of my brain goes, no more cutting yourself. You already have enough scars. You've scarred your body. I don't hate them, but I'm not like, it's not my favorite physical attribute, but they're a part of me. They're a part of me. I want them to be a part of my past, and they have been, but I still need to work towards that. But then the other part, this is the competitive side. This comes with a lot of mental illnesses and addictions. The competitive side of, my scars aren't enough. I am not harming myself enough. I don't go deep enough. I don't go big enough. And that's very dangerous, because not only can it cause, I'm talking specifically about cutting right now, because that's what I'm struggling with right now. Because with cutting, you're always gonna need more. I started off in high school with very superficial cuts, like barely drawing blood, and that took the edge off for a while. But then it got a little deeper, and that took the edge off for quite a while. I think you can see where I'm going. Then you have to go a little deeper to take the edge off, and then deeper and deeper and deeper. And I've seen some graphic images of self-harm, of how bad it can get. Like nerve damage, muscle damage, ligament and tendon damage, and chronic pain in those areas. It's awful. And the deeper you cut, the more prone to infection it is, and the more medical assistance you need. So it becomes dangerous in many ways. It becomes dangerous in the sense that you can cause damage to your limb, and different tissues of that area. It becomes dangerous in the sense that you can get infections if it's not treated properly and in very specific ways. And it can cause damage if you don't get medical aid, or you get a little too late. There's a lot. Don't self-harm, period. Don't cut yourself. It's not worth it at all. But the imposter syndrome that comes with it is heavy. And my arms are full of scars. My right thigh is full of scars. I don't wear short shorts. I don't like wearing short sleeve shirts like t-shirts outside, because I don't want people to see my scars. So then why does my brain go, well, it's not enough scars. Look at that girl's arms. Her arms are covered in scars. Clearly you don't have it bad enough. And that's where the competition thing goes. So yeah, I guess I just want to talk about like those two conflicting emotions of, you want to get better because there are way more advantages and positives to getting better than there are not getting better. And this goes with things like anorexia and bulimia too, where I've seen people state that, oh, I was eating this amount of calories, and then I saw someone eating this amount of calories less than me, so clearly I'm not sick enough because I'm eating this many calories more than this person. I feel like it doesn't make sense to people who don't struggle with competitive addictions, which is totally fair, but it's very damaging and leads to so many problems. And same with binging and purging. Like, you think, well, I don't purge enough, or I don't binge and purge enough, so clearly I'm not sick enough. I get that with my eating disorder, but not as much, because I haven't struggled with my eating disorder for as long as I've struggled with cutting. So with cutting, that's where I have the biggest problem, where it's like, well, my scars are smaller in length or width. I don't have as many scars as her. Like, her arm is covered, there's not a clean spot on her arm, whereas I have clean spots on my arms. And then there's the want of, like, I need to, or I want or need, I don't know what it is, to give myself more scars, to feel some sort of pride in that, as if there's a like pride in destroying your body. So it's just brain clusterfuck when it comes to that. And I was thinking of that, like, this is a big problem in the self-harm community, which I don't recommend exploring. It just triggers that competitiveness even more. So yeah, I just need to figure out how to get out of that mindset of, you already have self-harm scars. Why do you need to give yourself more? To feel valid, to prove yourself? It's not going to achieve anything, because when you get to that point of, see, I've proven myself, I have more scars and they're more prominent, but then that invalidation is going to come back, and you're going to have to go deeper and deeper, which is where those things I mentioned, like muscle damage, nerve damage, tendon damage, all of that comes in, and the higher risk of infection. And you need to get medical attention for those things, because the infection, they get crazy, and potentially uncontrollable, and who knows, you could lose a limb to that. So, like, I guess moral of the story, please don't cut. If you're struggling with cutting, talk to someone. Please do not explore self-harm communities. If you are, make sure there's no pictures or videos, that you can just talk to someone, so that if you're feeling urges, you can say, hey, I know you struggle with this, I'm struggling with this, can we talk, because I don't want to do this to myself. Do that. That's healthy. Harming yourself is not. Yeah. I know I'll get out of this, but I also know this will be a repeat thing, because it's happened many times over the past decade. But I know I'll get back to the point where I'm like, I don't need to scar myself more. I already have scars in various areas of my body. Don't need to do that again, but I just wanted to share those thoughts. And hopefully this can help someone. If it doesn't really help someone, hopefully they can watch and be like, yeah, I get that. And yeah, I'm sorry this was a completely unscripted video and rambly and triggering, but it's important to talk about. This happens to so many people, and it's not good, and it really fucks with your body and your brain. So take care of yourself. Bye.